Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now, cheers. Oh, beautiful. Now I said a long time ago that I had no interest in the Amstrad microcomputer, and it's fair to say I have no interest in the Amstrad microcomputer. However, here we have an Amstrad CPC microcomputer. So what is it and why have I bought one? Well, I wanted to create a collection of all the 8-bit machines that were around when I was a kid, and especially the machines that I never used. And the Amstrad is a machine that I never used. I think I knew a couple of kids at school who had them, but I never saw one in use. I never owned one. There was never one at school, so I never came into contact with them. But one thing that did strike me, especially in the Sinclair 48K years, was how good the graphics were. Well, let me rephrase that slightly. How colourful the graphics were. Now I remember the screenshots on the back of Spectrum cassettes, which would have either Commodore 64 screenshots or Amstrad CPC screenshots. Occasionally they'd have Spectrum, but not that often. So I was slightly interested to try the Amstrad CPC to just see how good or not the games are. Now I know that it had a sound chip, I know that it came with a TV screen, and I know that it had a built-in cassette recorder, which it does. I also knew it had 64K, because it said so. It comes with a colourful keyboard, and it's quite a nice package. Alan Sugar did okay. Now the Arnold, as it was called in prototype, or prototype development anyway, was a rush job, which is typical of Amstrad, but it worked out in his favour in the end. It was ultimately released in 1984 and sold about, depending on where you look, 4 to 5 million units, which is up there with the Commodore 128 and one or two other machines. So it sold pretty well, to say what it was. I always thought of it as a bit of an also-ran compared to the 64 and the ZX Spectrum, which I suppose it was. It was kind of in third place. I would imagine it was in front of the Acorn Electron, but I'll have to check that. But anyway, the Amstrad CPC. I'm not going to go into any great detail about the machine tonight. I just wanted to show it, as I've never owned one before, and it does more or less complete my 8-bit collection. I will be doing a full video of all my 8-bit collection, talking a little bit about them, why I've collected them, and why they mean so much to me. But for the moment, here is the Amstrad CPC. Lovely, isn't it? A big slab of greyness. But I've done a few modifications, you'll be surprised to hear. I've fitted a ear jack on the side, 3.5mm, and wired that up to the playhead so that I can load programs from this, which is it's an Arduino, depending on which one you buy. They're Tap Arduino, Tap Zeno, or DUX Uino, whatever the hell they are. But it's basically an audio player which will play audio through its 3.5mm jack there and straight into whatever machine you are using. You can drop tap images on to an SD card or whatever version of a tap image they use. The Amstrad uses a CDT, which I don't really know what that means. Cassette, I don't know. Is it CTD or CDT? Whatever it is. I'm new to the Amstrad scene, so I don't know a huge amount about Amstrad. But I'm learning. I've played a couple of games on it. Amstrad. Paperboy. I had a little go at Goonies. I've had a little go at Robocop. Seem okay. But I'll play some more games in the future. I'll probably do a stream or two. A few modifications that can be done. It doesn't have a reset switch. It really needs one before I do a stream, because I can't be powering off or I'll lose power to the stream. But anyway, this is Arnold, the Amstrad Z80 CPU based microcomputer from 1984. This is a 1984 machine. One of the quirks is it was going to be based on the MOS 6502, which is the Commodore CPU, but I think the operating system team, Locomotive, said, oh no, don't use that. We have a basic almost ready for a Z80. Use a Z80. So Alan Sugar said, I'll use a Z80. So they redesigned it to use a Z80. So there we go. That's the Amstrad. Now then, I know there are many things I said I was going to do in the next month or two, probably a month or two ago, and I still haven't done them, so apologies. Some parts have come for the Amiga 1200, or the Re-1200, the brand new motherboard. So I have some parts to solder on. I haven't done it yet, but in the next week or so, I will start doing that and start doing videos step by step of what I'm doing. And hopefully I'll plug it in and it won't catch fire, but we'll see. But something else I've been looking into, which I find greatly appealing. The Spirit of the Stones for the Commodore 64. Look at the packaging for this. Just look. Can you imagine buying a game now and it coming in a box like this? How fantastic is that? Not only do you get a box, you get ready for this, a hardback novelette, I suppose. It's not really a novel. We get, smells old, we get whatever this is. Oh, a software guide. Fantastic. We get Spirit of the Stones, Isle of Wight holiday brochure. We also get the application for information, whatever that is, and of course we get a cassette tape embossed with Commodore computer. I do like Commodore, you may have noticed. So I will be looking into this. I will be looking at the story, I'll be looking at the game, and I'll be looking at the competition that had, and I quote, in October 1983, 40 diamond talismans were hidden on the Isle of Wight on the 31st of that month. A much larger talisman called the Great White Eye, with its beautiful diamond, was also hidden. The clues to their secret hiding place are within the software and the pages of The Spirit of the Stones, a book of mystery by John Worsley. Both are contained within this pack. For every copy of The Spirit of Stones, 50p is deposited into the royalty fund, and each talisman discovered will earn its finder a share of this ever-increasing treasure. Commodore Business Machines, 1 Hunters Road, Corby, Northants, England. Fantastic. So I'm going to be looking into that, the folklore, the rumours, and the and whether anyone actually found the talisman or talismans. I don't remember if they did. This is a game that I came across fairly recently. I don't remember it back in the day. I don't remember it being advertised, and I don't remember anything about it. But I'm going to look into that, and it should be a bit of fun. Now, other projects on the go. We have the Amiga AGA Alpha 3, which is running on my A600. I did say I was going to do a stream of AGA demos, and I am going to do a stream of AGA demos. I will probably start doing A or B or A and B. I don't know how many demos there are. This weekend, so stay tuned for that. I'll pop something on Twitter so you can see that. Like I say, I'm going to start doing some work on the Re-1200 probably next week rather than this week, as there's quite a lot going on this week. And I will be going to the Birmingham Revival event, which is at the end of November in Birmingham, funnily enough. So I'll be there with John and Peter, and we'll be having a few beers, a few laughs, and whatever, throwing chips at each other and playing video games. So if anyone is going to Birmingham, it would be very nice to see you. Come say hello. We're a friendly bunch. And I think that's probably about it. What else is coming? Oh, the Amiga Vampire 1200 has been kind of unveiled. I'm not sure if the software is working 100% on that yet, but it seems to be booting into Workbench. It looks pretty impressive, and it's got a funky logo, so that looks really good. I'm still waiting for my book from David Pleasance, so that will be nice when that appears. What else? Well, I think that'll do. I can't think of anything else. So what I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks is hopefully doing some more video streams. I haven't done one for a week and a week and a half. I certainly haven't done a sit down video like this for quite a while, so my apologies. And that's about it. I'll keep you up to date with news and things that's going on in the Amiga world as and when I find them. I may or may not be looking at doing the Commodore show before Christmas. I will probably do a pilot episode, episode 1 of the Commodore show, if I can speak, and we'll see how that is received. If it's received well, then I will go on to do more. If no one's interested, then I shan't bother. I've got enough to do, but I'm quite interested. I would like to do Commodore by the year. I don't think it's been done before. I know there's the excellent, very excellent Sinclair Spectrum show, or the Spectrum show, which is extremely well done, and I hope to emulate that in some small way. But anyway, thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope to see you soon in a stream. I will always tweet before I do a stream. Some of them may be short notice if I do something a little bit impromptu, but I will try to give notice of streams coming up. So tune into Twitter, back me on Patreon if you so wish. I do have a couple of patrons, so you know, we're in double figures, 2. Anyway, thank you for now. I'll see you later. Have a good evening.